computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Well, look who finally decided to return. Me. I finally decided to return. I'm gonna just have to get used to the fact that I have a personality that's very similar to Dash. Like, I understand that everybody wants to protect their favorite content creators, but y'all gotta understand, sometimes people are just organically similar to other people you know about. Like, I promise you, I do not want to bite off Dashy. I do not want to like steal his flow. That's my oh, you feel what I'm saying? Like that's the person I watched when I was at some of the worst and you feel me most depressed and you feel me hopeless points in my life. You feel me? Like Dash was one of the YouTubers who really made me believe in happiness again. You feel what I'm saying? Like really made me believe in simply just the freedom to be happy and to be my natural goofy self, to be as excitable or as upbeat or you know what's the word I'm looking for? Like the part of me that you feel me, the part of me that's a crackhead. like like that she really saved my life in a lot of ways and brought me back to a point where I was truly comfortable being myself at all times. And it's like I appreciate that a lot. So even though I'm a huge Dashy fan and it's like I feel like I want to be myself, I still got to put it out there every now and again that like I legitimately don't do the biting thing. Like I'm not trying to bite. That's just really who the fuck I am. Like I really am a little crackhead when it comes to, you feel what I'm saying? But enough of my TED talking. Hey, how what up was happening? This coming the Wolfboy, aka Pretty Blicky, aka Slick Blick, aka your favorite baby father. I am about to smoke. Everybody make sure you follow the law and don't do nothing crazy in these streets. I am within my legal rights to smoke, you know? I don't smoke cigarettes, by the way. I'm just out here, you know, getting my light, morning started. I done already been up and about, did my little routine, brushed my teeth and all of that. Went out with one of my homies real quick. Just got back and I'm feeling a little bit better about the day now that I've, got some motion in. I haven't eaten yet, but I don't really have an appetite because depression. So you feel me? We just here with it. I'm gonna get down with this lo-fi music and let that shit play. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just sit here and relax a little bit. And basically use the game as like a backdrop for what it is I'm doing, right? Because I'm gonna be playing the game today, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna definitely be playing the game. It's just that I want to work myself up to it naturally instead of being stuck in that headspace where I feel like I have to do it simply because I am a streamer, therefore I have to stream. It's like nah. If I don't really feel like playing the game right now, but I want to be on stream, that it is within my legal rights to do so. So that's precisely what I'm ready to do right now. For those who don't know, I'm currently wearing the merch, my merch, the baby father merch. You feel what I'm saying? This will be rocking with. Let me take the headphones off. You see it. You see it. You know what I'm saying? I might do the rest of the stream like this. Just in here. Just in here with the, and it's got a little pocket across the shits. Like look at my merch one time. Like let me can I? You feel what I'm saying? By the way, I donate all of my profits to charity, or the profits go right back into buying free merch for other people who can't afford it. I'm one of them. You feel what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if you broke or if you just not 100% sure if you don't want to support me yet. Eventually you gonna get some merch. like I'm like I be giving away free merch, buying my own merch to give away to people, or occasionally kind of like the same way people will do gift subs when they hop in my stream. A lot of times people will hop in the stream and they'll just be like, oh well shit, I got $50 if somebody want a hoodie, right? Like, oh, if this person is, if they see somebody in chat who seem like they really appreciate what I got going on, 9 times out of 10, that's how they gonna carry it, right? I got a few people in the chat that's been supporting me since day one that'll literally drop money on some shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. They not profiting off of it or nothing. They just trying to make me look good. So shout out to everybody who be like, supporting, because I appreciate that a lot. Um, I don't really have a supportive family at all. Like I can't think of a single person who genuinely supports what I do, who's a blood relative to me, right? And it's not like I'm this asshole and I'm kind of I got this crybaby backstory, but really I'm the bad guy. No, it's just like for whatever reason, I don't think my family has ever really supported anything I've ever done past me being a teenager. Like the moment I turned like 15, 16 years old, it was like the concept of support that people have in their head when, they kind of just, they have a child's back no matter what. Like the moment they stop viewing you as a child, they immediately stop supporting you with that same amount of love, as if somehow supporting children has a greater impact than adults. It's like it's the same impact emotionally. But when you're an adult, you're supporting somebody having the ability to like feed themselves. And that's the thing that I don't really that I never really, was able to forgive when it came to people treating me a certain way. It's like the shit that I be doing, I don't do it simply because, oh, I want some attention, right? Like I'm an introvert. That's why I don't be streaming all the time. Like if you look at my streaming schedule, I do not stream consistently. I stream whenever I want to stream and I leave it at that. Like I try to stream once a day and make sure it's like kind of around the same time. So it'll be like around 12, it'll be around 2, or it'll be around 6. But like with me trying to remain in that pocket of, okay, I'm doing it because I genuinely want to, but I can also make money off this shit. This shit could feed me, right? Like people like Kai Cenat, people like Courage, people like Ludwig, people like Queso. These people is eating off this shit. They paying bills off this shit. I'm trying to eat off this. I'm trying to pay bills off this shit. So if you know that's basically the end goal and you don't support me, that's basically like you being part of the reason why I didn't get the job, or you being part of the reason why I didn't blow up as fast. And we can all say like, oh, just put money into advertising or put money into this. And it's like, that sounds good until you realize you're always competing for attention against $1 million, $1 billion corporations that can really drop 10 bands on a meta ad with no issue. And it's like, you think it's not that serious, but it really is that serious. Every single time you promote on Meta, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you promote it, you're constantly competing with companies like Google. So the question is like, how much money are you willing to put in to try to get money back? And how much money can you put in? You feel what I'm saying? Like within a certain amount of time, because you still got to pay your bills, you still got to eat, right? But in the moment, people get tunnel vision and they're just like, oh, you just got to put money into it. You got to spend money to make money, because they have tunnel vision. But I don't do the tunnel vision thing. I try to incorporate all of that. So yeah, as Panda Cakes is saying, enjoy the pursuit, right? Like I'm just trying to enjoy the pursuit, and this is how I enjoy the pursuit. While simultaneously, my duality allows me to enjoy the pursuit whilst recognizing, damn, I'm disappointed that the people I started this life with, my blood relatives, I can't think of a single one of them that's like actively trying to support me. So when basically the point is, so when people hop in a chat and they follow me, or they give me 100 bits, like all of that is extremely impactful because I come from nothing. Like Markiplier is one of my Dashy Games is not the only dope ass YouTuber like that I fuck with super heavy. I also fuck with Markiplier super heavy, because Markiplier being You feel what I'm saying? I never knew when I was younger, I didn't know how tall Markiplier was. So in my head, him being popular and having a deep voice, it's like, hello everybody, Markiplier here. And like everybody's like, oh, I love Mark's voice so much, da 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 da. And I'm just sitting there as a young man watching him cry and watching people rally to his side and be supportive because he's like, do y'all know how terrible it feels to start this, to try to connect with people? And now I'm so big that I literally can't connect with y'all on a one-on-one level. It's impossible for me to connect with every single one of my fans on an individual personal level. And that destroys me inside because it's like, I don't ever want to just, somebody donates a bunch of money to me and I'm just like, hey, thanks. And then I go back to my shit. And that's what I feel every time I stream. Like it's my whole thing for real. So being organic, developing personal relationships with people so that you move away from the parasocial. Like when you develop real relationships, organic relationships with your supporters, you kind of get rid of the stuff that makes parasocial relationships so viable, right? Parasocial relationships are the illusion of you being friendly with people. Being authentic and genuine is the reward for others. Stay true to you. That's what resonates. Yeah, I hope so. So like in the grand scheme of things, I don't want to TED talk forever and a day about it, but being the person who used to be a young kid who had a parasocial relationship with like, different celebrities, and then being a teenager and being like, wait a minute, these people don't do nothing. Like I'm starting my own charity. Like I had my own charity, by the way, when I was in elementary school. But being in elementary school, starting my own charity, reaching out to different celebrities and not getting anything back, and trying to buy extra fire suits for firefighters, like literally raising money for that, raising money to buy them thermal imaging cameras, right? Only to find out that the state, right, the parts of the state that control funding, it's illegal. Like firefighters are literally not allowed to accept monetary gifts and to accept stuff from people. It has to come through the city or it has to come through the state. Talking to different celebrities, meeting them in person, or finally having certain rappers or singers or whatever, or engineers, or what are they called, composers, right? Finally getting people in my DM and realizing, oh, you don't give a fuck. Like this is what you do all day, every day. You hop on social media, you look for independent artists that seem like they're more on the genuine side, and you pretend like you care about them as a person while basically asking very specific questions to gauge how much money they'd be willing to spend upfront. So you can figure out, all right, what's the least amount of work I can do for this independent artist while getting the most amount of money? You feel me? G Herbo, Dave East, you feel what I'm saying? Like all of these niggas, like they on that same type of time. Niggas will really DM you like trying to pretend like, oh yeah, let's work for real, when really they just trying to figure out how much money they can get out, period. Like, and people really be targeting teenagers, you feel what I'm saying? And YouTubers do the same thing. Don't get it twisted. Twitch streamers, YouTubers, battle rappers, what is it? Screwface John. He just did a video not too long ago talking about how the dude on YouTube, the rapper Dax, how he basically scammed multiple people for features. And it's like, when you see everybody doing it, when you see, you feel me, like people at Kai Cenat's level behaving in very immature, you feel what I'm saying, destructive ways, when you see like people like Phantom and Duke doing the shit that they be doing, and it's a real bad look. Like if you a father, you an older brother, and you really locked into your manhood, your masculinity in a healthy way, like you going to therapy type shit. If you've been traumatized, you carry yourself well. You're a well-rounded individual. You look at some of the stuff they be saying and doing, and it just tears you up inside because you like, bro, no funny shit. I'm a real street nigga, bro. Like I'm a real gangsta ass nigga, bro. I do not care about designer clothes. I do not care about trying to get some coochie because I couldn't get attention from women when I was just being myself. So being that, but also having the duality to embody intelligence, right? To be well spoken, to have academic experience in the behavioral sciences, to be certified in health and fitness, to really know your shit. It's like I don't I don't value the emotional unavailability, the dismissiveness, the fake stoicism, right? The you feel me, the way a lot of people carry their masculinity or their manhood. It don't sit right. And because I'm a content creator through and through, like I'm an artist through and through, every time I see people who have them type of behaviors, even if it's slight, I understand all too well that the impact it has is exponentially worse than whatever it was when it first came out that person's mouth. Because most people on social media are very irresponsible with the way they handle information in general. So it's like you have to be as close to perfection as you can get it, like organically, naturally. You can't just be out here just sort of doing whatever and letting the autopilot, take you wherever it's going to take you. It's important to be very conscious and deliberate about the stuff you say, about the stuff you do, about the way you carry yourself, what you care about. It's like you need to be careful because somebody might look at you and think, oh, I need to behave just like them in order to be rich or in order to, get the bread or, you know. But yeah, I could talk about this type of stuff all day. I'll just leave it with saying I understand that a lot of content creators are human. They're capable of making mistakes, and I don't want to make it seem like they can't be better people later down the line. I don't want to make it seem like, I'm looking down on people simply for making mistakes that I haven't made. I just want to specifically make it clear that I hold being well-rounded, being educated at a very high standard, right? That's very important to me. And the casual way that a lot of people go about doing stuff, whether they scamming or they're just kind of being like a bit irresponsible, all of that stuff negatively impacts my psyche. Because I can see I can follow, I can connect the dots basically, and I can see like I can essentially see uh exactly, you know, exactly what it leads to later down the line. That's basically what I'm getting at. But enough about everybody else. I am going to smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes, by the way. No cigarettes. Um, Also, make sure y'all follow the law. I can legally smoke whatever I want in this state. I guess as long as it's not like, heroin or some shit. But yeah, I live in a legal state, so it's 100% legal for me to, smoke my little stuffs. I don't want to specify because I don't, yeah, I am in even though uh the Myers-Briggs test isn't down to a science. I do want to put it out there. The Myers-Briggs personality test isn't a science yet, but it is a decent way of like understanding what type of person you're dealing with within a certain vein or within a certain set of parameters. But yeah, I am INFJT. So I'm INFJ, but a turbulent type. So I'm more likely to react to certain stuff that I think is like a little bit off, or like I'm more uppity, like I'm more uppity or more active. I don't not uppity, like yeah, I'm just more active, more responsive, more emotionally volatile, maybe. Like some people can just say, "Oh, that's I don't like that," and keep it to themselves. But I'm a person that genuinely feels like something has to be said. You have to speak up. You gotta actively do something. Um, the details matter. You feel me? It is that serious. When people are like, oh, it's the internet, it's not that deep. I beg to differ. I've been in therapy for a while and I have academic experience in the behavioral sciences. I do think the details matter. I don't think it has to devolve into a back and forth. I don't think we got to be petty about it or, shit on other people or scam people to get famous or rich or whatever. All of that, all of the random negativity that we see on social media that gets popularized and or normalized. I do not subscribe to that behavior. And I actively try to be the change that I want to see in the world. It's not good enough for me to just say to my little sister, oh, make sure, if you end up with a man, he's doing this, that, and the third, and he's treating you well. No, I have to be the example that my little sister can follow. So when I put my sister on first class, right? When I took the money that I had from like some of my Twitch stuff and all of that, and I put my sister in first class. I didn't do it to be like, oh yeah, you feel me? If he can't put you in first class, he not a real man for real. Nah, I was just like, listen, I have the ability to put you in first class. I would like my little sister to experience first class, right? And I want you to feel super special and, feel a little fancy, feel a little bougie, if you will. So I'm just going to do this for you because it's within my power. And, I just want you to have that as an experience, right? Like not framing it as, oh, this is what men is just supposed to do. A real nigga, he going bit by bit for real. Nah, it's just, I treat you a certain way because I care about you. And I honestly want the best for you. Right now, the economy opened up a couple of possibilities for me to make that possible. And then on the flip side, my sister is very economically aware. She's always like, hey, let me know if you can help me out with this, that, and the third. If not, it's not a problem. I just wanted to know if you could help. So basically treating my brother and my sister the same, like in that way, is like naturally showing them you don't have to adhere to the random stuff people say on the internet. Most of those people don't know what they're talking about. And in case you think I'm just saying that and I'm just regurgitating it and being vague, approximately 54% of the adult population in the United States has the reading and comprehension of a sixth grader or below. Approximately 45% of the adult population in the United States has the reading and comprehension of an eighth grader or below. When you take those numbers into account and you factor in possible margins of error, meaning you look at the math and you go, okay, mathematically, we can only be wrong at about this level. Like this particular number represents how wrong we could possibly be based off of the math, right? With math, you can do that. If you do it correctly and you follow the scientific process, you can eventually get to a point where you can say, okay, this is the margin of error. This is how wrong we could possibly be. When you take margin of error into account, there is an approximate maximum, right? Even being generous, there's an approximate maximum of 2.5% of the adult population with high literacy skill at or above college grade level. And the problem is, not all college courses require you to maintain your critical thinking skills, your emotional intelligence, and your empathy throughout the process and after you get your degree. There are quite a few jobs and careers and different areas of education that kind of allow you to be very adept with a specific piece of information, but like absolute trash with everything else. So you got a lot of engineers, a lot of programmers, a lot of social workers, a lot of nurses, techs, doctors, surgeons. There are a lot of different job descriptions that don't force you to be a good person, simply because there aren't systems in place that constantly check your behavior against the standard. Plus biases and corruption and all of that, people having little favorites, people that they let get away with certain stuff, all of that plays a part. Basically human error. Now, in case y'all need me to break that down for numbers, right? There are a little over 200 million adults in the United States. Approximately 2.5% of the adult population, that's about 6.4 million people out of over 200 million people. So just imagine having 200 motherfuckers in a room. And out of all of those 200 motherfuckers you have in a room, about 6.4 of those people are like at or above college grade level in terms of their reading and comprehension skills. So like statistically speaking, if you are an intelligent person, if you are generally well-rounded, if you are kind, even if you don't have the ability to like express your intelligence super well, like you have anxiety, or maybe you have a learning disability that specifically affects your ability to like take what's inside of your mind and speak it into existence. Like a lot of autistic people, they have problems communicating verbally, but if you give them like a keyboard, like to just type, or you give them a pen and a pad, they'll take the fuck off. And that's basically my understanding, right? So different strokes for different folks. Some people have the ability to just, speak it into existence. Some people don't. But ultimately, there are multiple ways for you to be a well-rounded and educated individual. If you are that type of person and you find yourself constantly looking at social media with exhaustion, you're just like every fucking time you scroll, it's just like, if you was a real man, real men this, or a real woman would shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck, oh, these females, and it's like, what are you talking about? And one of my favorite people has just joined the Discord. It's my favorite little shit.
Don't you little shit to me. Haberdashery.
But yeah, ultimately, if you find I would expect statistically for reading comprehension to get worse. It's getting worse. Because back in 2019, it was approximately 12.9% of the adult population. The Department for Education Statistics literally released data showing that approximately 12.9% of the adult population had high literacy skill at or above college grade level. And that was back in 2019. So if the number is approximately 2.5% of the adult population now, that means the shit dropped by more than 10%. So it's getting worse. The reading and comprehension is getting worse in America. And it's worse all over the planet because when you think about the stuff that's going on politically, there's a bunch of people saying, oh, Trump is compromised by Russia, he's compromised by Israel, it's this or it's that. If you follow the money and you follow the paper trail, it's blatantly obvious that our democracy, but really just a fake democracy. Our fake democracy is basically being manipulated by lobbying, where APAC money gets sent out to specific people, and then those specific people make decisions for all of us based off of things that would benefit corporations. That's obvious. It's blatantly obvious that that's what's going on right now. We can all see it. We just kind of keep picking and choosing. Oh, well, I like this Democrat or I like this Republican, so I'm just not going to pay attention when they do the wrong thing. I'm going to just look over here. A lot of people are doing it, right? It's a bunch of bullshit. But when you look at how we behave, right, then you look across the sea, across the, when you look at Israel, if you look at China, you look at Japan, you look at Russia, you'll see a reflection of some of the same ignorances we carry. They just carry the ignorance in a different language. Tech is simplifying things. People don't think critically anymore. That's 100% true. So technology has created something, an exponential growth of something called being a cognitive miser. So a cognitive miser is an individual that consistently takes mental shortcuts to process information rather than comprehending the details and comprehending the whole. So if I was to say, what is 2 plus 2? On average, people would say 2 plus 2 is 4. But they don't understand that you're dealing with 4 individual components, right? They don't see it as 4 individual ones. And then, breaking it down to say, okay, 2 plus 2 is basically 1, 1, 1, and 1. They don't see that. They just say 2 plus 2 equals 4 like a nursery rhyme, because to them, 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 times 5 is 25. It's just a nursery rhyme to them. They don't actually comprehend. They're just saying what you want the way a child would to basically get some type of approval, because there's a reward system in the brain that's specifically designed, and I think it's called the prefrontal cortex. So if I'm not mistaken, the prefrontal cortex is responsible for your reward-seeking behavior, right? Your limbic brain system can kick in very quickly to get you nice and emotional in response to certain stuff. So your prefrontal cortex and your limbic brain system kind of works in tandem with each other. And then your amygdala follows up with your survival awareness, right? The things that you think will help you survive no matter what. And your amygdala will hijack your whole nervous system and force you to do something or do nothing simply because it believes that'll help you survive. So when you put all of those things together, you get hundreds of millions of adults in the United States who have been groomed to only learn based off of their reward system. So if they are not getting dopamine in response to learning something, they don't want it. That's why so many people seem like they're only comfortable learning new things when it's their idea, or they're only comfortable changing when it's their idea, because they don't want you to tell them that they need to change. They don't want someone else to constructively criticize them. Their ego can't handle that. They've been effectively groomed their whole life by the school to prison pipeline without even realizing it. Because the school to prison pipeline doesn't just negatively affect Black people and people of color, right? Because Black men are statistically one of the most likely demographics to be purposefully left behind in education as early as pre-K. It doesn't just affect us though. Because of that system in place, it naturally makes it easier for public school systems to have limited funding to educate their students. So in the long run, you're thinking, oh, this is just a public school in a random predominantly Black neighborhood. It's not that big a deal. Like, we don't fuck with Black people or blah, blah, blah. Black people destroy stuff, or, you know, they would just destroy the school anyway, or, you know, whatever, whatever. Like, a lot of excuses people be using, not realizing that we live in very diverse neighborhoods. There's always a few white kids, a few Hispanic kids, a few, you know, immigrants, you know, people from Poland, or some random people from Russia, or, you feel what I'm saying? Like random people from Europe. It's always random stuff going on in like predominantly Black cities, in predominantly Black neighborhoods, right? It'll always be something random. So a lot of times other people, other children are negatively impacted by that school to prison pipeline that's been set up, because the infrastructure just doesn't support people thriving in education, not consistently. So what ends up happening is the introduction of technology, everybody turns into a cognitive miser because technology makes it a little faster. People's impatience skyrockets, their ability to be patient nosedives. And then you get something that I specifically coined myself. I am the person who came up with this. I didn't get this information from anybody else. This is something that I observed and I came up with. So if you ever hear it anywhere else, know that they're bullshitting. Look at today's date. It is December 27th, 2025, 12:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the originator, okay? It's called conditional cognitive aptitude, where a person's potential for intelligence changes drastically depending on their emotional state and their open-mindedness in regards to a certain subject. So the more emotional a person is and the less open-minded they are, the dumber they will be in the moment. Like literally, not trying to be mean, not trying to insult them, but literally their ability to access their critical thinking skills, their emotional intelligence, their empathy, the things that they've learned, the ability to learn new things, period. Their cognitive function fucking nosedives the more emotional they are and the less open-minded they are. It's not a case of them simply not wanting to understand you and simply being petty. It's that in the moment, you're dealing with a person who behaves the exact same way as a child. They literally have the same cognitive abilities as a fucking 12-year-old. And think about it. When you tell a little kid they can't eat cookies for dinner, they do not give a fuck about diabetes. They do not give a fuck about, you feel me, this the sugar making them sick and them throwing up. They don't care. Kids literally do not give a flying fizzuck about getting sick or having diabetes or any of that up until the moment where they actually feel sick. And it don't matter how many times you tell a kid over and over again, it's going to make you sick. It's going to make you sick. It's going to make you sick. They will go sneak that shit. And then when they start throwing up, they will come to you and cry for help. As an adult, right? If I came to you crying like, you know, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you're just like, I'm not going to hold you. Jumping out of a plane with no parachute and then trying to reach the other person who has the parachute to do that cool, you know, what is it? The air dancing. Like the Red Bull stuff, like the little Red Bull shit they be doing. Or what do they call it? Hang gliding. Like that takes a lot of practice. You should definitely go to this indoor facility before you do that so that you understand, because you could really put your life in danger. And I'm just like, nah. And you keep warning me over and over again. And then my dumb ass goes skydive. And I break some shit. And I got a high ass hospital bill. And now I'm calling you crying and shit like, you know, I broke my leg and oh, I need some, oh, the hospital bill is so high, I can't afford it. You're gonna be like, look, I genuinely love you from the bottom of my heart, but holy shit, I swear on everything I love, I want to punch you in your fucking mouth. Because how many times did I tell your stupid ass that you needed to go to an indoor skydiving session to practice before you went and did that shit? And now your shit is fucked up. And I either gotta come out of pocket with hella bread, or I gotta come out of my pocket with a resource, right? I have to do emotional labor and maybe even come out of pocket somehow, or I just gotta let somebody I care about suffer. And when you're dealing with children, it's cool to just be like, okay, you're a child. It's expected that you do not have the cognitive abilities to fully comprehend the consequences of your actions. Like you literally cannot fully internalize the ramifications of your tomfoolery. Like you just don't have the cognitive ability yet. You're a little crackhead. Like it's like you're a kid. Like little kids are basically little crackheads. Like their brains just aren't fully formed yet. So in the grand scheme of things, when you look at adults, you realize, oh, I'm perceiving you as a threat to my safety because you're my height and weight, or you're an adult that could go get a gun or go get a knife or try to fight me, or bit by bit, whatever, dog. Like I'm I'm kind of comfortable with certain street shit, so it's a lot of shit that I don't react to, right? But because I have a lot of friends who are more nerdy than me, right? And I'm a super nerd. I'm very educated, super dorky, all of that. Like corny jokes, you feel me? Dad jokes, I like dad jokes, all of that. But duality. So it's like, yeah, I'm from that. I came from that. I dove in that water, did what I had to do, fed myself, fed my siblings, and got out as soon as I could. So I have the life experience, but at the same time, because there are people I'm friends with who are even more nerdy than I am, who are more sheltered than I ever was, who, you know, are more gentle and more soft or more harmless or defenseless in that way that, you know, a lot of people say like, oh, you feel me, this person is sweet. Like they sweeter than me for real. When I look at those people, it's like I can see a direct correlation between like, okay, there's a certain level of childlike innocence, long tail short, because I'm kind of veering off. But there's a certain level of childlike innocence, there's a certain level of intelligence or whatever that I've come to expect. So when you look at people and you recognize, okay, you might be the same height and weight as me, but again, because I got those nerdy friends who are also my height and weight, I don't look at you for just your height, your weight, or whether you raising your voice or whatever. I kind of look deeper into what it is that you're saying and try to understand like why are you actually angry or why are you approaching me this way? It don't mean I'm gonna let you put your hands on me. It don't mean I'm gonna let you get off on me. That's dead. But like I'll still, as long as it's relatively safe, I can still take the time to comprehend what a person is going through. So when I started doing that more and more often after being in therapy and, you know, doing all of the extras with going to college and everything, eventually I realized that these people legitimately, they don't know. All they feel is anger, confusion, and defensiveness. Like they literally, there's no longer a part of them that genuinely comprehends what it is you're trying to say to them. They are just 100% acting like a 12-year-old. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you'll be sitting there actively responding to somebody seriously. You'll be taking them seriously because they are an adult. When whole time, psychologically, they're like 12 to 17 years old. And I don't mean a 12 to 17 years old of, oh, you was one of the smartest kids in your class and you was one of those overachiever kids who you still managed to be nerdy and kind even though you got bullied. And I'm not talking about one of them. I'm talking about, you feel me, goofy ass, I don't want to say hot Cheeto girl because I fuck with the hot Cheeto girl. You feel me? The girl who was, you feel me? She had the snacks. She was loud as fuck. Cause that girl ain't play that bullying shit. I remember I was going to Hollyberg Elementary and it was a real pretty dark skinned girl who used to cuss. She was loud. She used to really get active in that classroom about me, boy. She did not like people talking to me any old kind of way. And I think it was my last year of going to Hollyberg Elementary. I think her name was like Tarika or something like that. And it's like, yeah, so it's like there's some people who it's like They can be loud as fuck, they can be ghetto, but like they still really great people to be around. So I don't want to say loud and ghetto and just make that the standard because that's not really the standard. I'll say people like kids who are more on the narcissistic side and maybe had some antisocial personality traits. Like maybe they had a borderline personality disorder when they was a kid, but it wasn't readily apparent because we kind of expect kids to be dumb. It's like the people you remember having a real fucking problems and really acting like little sociopaths in school. Like them. Those are the 12 to 14 to 17-year-olds you're dealing with. The asshole kids, the bullies. So what you get is a bunch of adults, like most adults, they literally won't give a fuck about shit you're saying unless they want to have sex with you, unless they think they can get something out of you like money or some other type of resource, or if they scared of getting hit in the mouth. But when you think about that though, more than half of the population is women. So when you recognize, okay, there are millions, more than 100 million women walking around who at any given time, they don't give a fuck about nothing unless you hit them in the mouth. Then you start realizing, oh, there are hundreds of millions of women walking across the planet emotionally abusing strangers on the internet or emotionally abusing the men they meet in public. Because if you bump me, right? Say like you bump into me. My first reaction is, well, my fault, dummy. And just like leave it at that. Because either you didn't see me and I'm just giving you an opportunity to recognize, oh, I'm not being an asshole about it. I recognize you might have some shit going on, duh. I'm not ready to trip because you bumped into me. I'm ready, oh, my fault, dummy, and just go about my day. That'll give you the opportunity. I put the ball in your court to be like, oh, no, that's my fault, dummy. And now we cool. I see you, black man, and we going our way. Whether it's a white dude too. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, my fault. No, I'm sorry about that. You feel me? And then, you know, they hit you with the, when they press their lips together and they just, it's cool. No matter which ethnicity, you know, all of that, cool. It's like, it's a way where you can just put the ball in somebody else's court so that it don't turn into a problem. But a woman who's in that vein of things, because I know men do it too, don't worry, I'll get there. But like specifically as a black man, if I'm dealing with a woman who has that type of personality, I'm fucked because number one, I just have to deal with my trauma in a split second. All of the traumatic experiences I've had, all of the thoughts and feelings that have been eating me up since I was a kid, being abused by the women in my family terribly when I was growing up, even in my teenage years. You feel me? Like working 2 jobs, handing my birth mother my money for real. And then she still burned through all my disability money to like, you know, buy Christmas decorations and other goofy shit. No college fund, no future, credit cards in my name when I'm 8 years old. Like it takes you back to that. And it's a lot of men who have that same experience. They just don't talk about it as much because they've been groomed into believing, oh, your mother did your best. An absent father is just as bad as an abusive mother. Right? And when you groom people to believe that, a lot of men will walk around with that belief, and then finally they come across a woman who's narcissistic and or has borderline personality disorder shits, whether it's antisocial or it's narcissistic or whatever. And they emotionally abuse a man in public because he bumped into her accidentally. And that's just the first reaction. Welcome back. So now instead of
doing things.
What'd you say?
Gremlins are doing things.
The gremlins, always the gremlins. He got younger siblings and he just be, you know, trying to be the responsible adult and look after the gremlins. But yeah. If you bump into a woman accidentally as a man and you like 6 feet even, 150 pounds, and you're dealing with a narcissistic person that immediately is just like, nigga, don't fucking touch me. And mind you, this is a true story. Like there was literally somebody standing in the way and I tried to get around them, but they was taking up so much space and doing too fucking much in a very public space that had like a lot of traffic. Like they had main character syndrome, which basically meant they were narcissistic as fuck. And I try to get past him. I try to get past Shorty and I tap her on the shoulder like, excuse me, I'm trying to get by. And she like, don't fucking touch me. Shit, my nigga like that. Da, 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 da. And I'm thinking to myself like, this can't be fucking real. It's not possible for you to be so fucking dumb. Like your self-preservation skills are at an all-time low. Because number one, your man not in here. He not even really around. Like, if I was genuinely the type of man you thought I was, and you was like, oh, you touching all women, da, 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 da. If I was really that type of man, I would already be putting my hands on you. And it's like, rationally, right? As a person, I'm not like trying to be threatening or like, I mean, I really could put my, yeah, I'm like that. No, it's like, if I was the man you were trying to make me out to be, I would have already ran in your mouth. I'd have already put this little knife or put this 40 off my hip, and I'd have got active. I'd have really bullied the shit out you, like, on some crazy shit. So obviously I'm not that type of person. You just doing a lot because you're a fucking weirdo. Like, I'm summarizing like narcissistic, antisocial, whatever. And you just one of those people that get off on you one of those women that get off on verbally abusing or emotionally abusing men because you know most niggas are not really gonna put their hands on you. Like, they're not mean like that. Most niggas is not really bullies like that. So what happens when I come across a person like that and I haven't been in therapy long enough to really cope with that type of stress and abuse? Now you expect me as the man to be better than the woman who's abusing me. This is a complete fucking stranger. But somehow, school to prison pipeline, don't matter. Systemic racism, don't matter. My unique traumatic thoughts and feelings and experiences, don't matter. Me being autistic, don't matter. Me having ADHD, don't matter. Me being a literal victim of abuse, don't fucking matter. If I cuss that woman out or I slap the shit out of her reflexively, simply because my amygdala activates, and it's like, you need to survive. I have the academic experience to recognize that certain shit like that really could get your your limbic brain system and your amygdala on full blast, to where now your whole nervous system is telling you that you got to fight in order to be safe. There's no area in society typically for us to have those type of conversations and to create safe spaces for men in general, whether transgender men or otherwise, right? So on the flip side, when men do the same thing, right, and they kind of have that reaction, as a man, right, most people just expect you to just fight them. Like, realistically, most people genuinely, like, when you look at how people react on social media, oh, that couldn't be me. Like, people be talking about, oh, I hate bullies, this, that, and the third. He clearly didn't want to fight. But it's quite a few people in the comments that will just be like, oh yeah, that's embarrassing. Like, you're not supposed to let nobody do you like that. Shit, I'd have ran in his mouth if it was me. Bit, 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 bit. Basically showing that they don't have empathy for the person who was being abused. They don't have empathy for the person who was being bullied. They just kind of feel like that person should have reacted a different way. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, if you are a well-rounded individual, if you are like, trying to be kind against all odds and you're trying to do your best and, so on and so forth, the odds of you coming across a person who is just a fucking dickhead is big. Like, you're outnumbered. You're outnumbered constantly. The chances of you coming across a romantic prospect that actually like works out, the odds are slim to none. Like, the chances are really slim to fucking none. And the more intelligent you are, the more kind you are, the more empathy you practice, the smaller your fucking chances get, until finally you're just walking through life constantly like, damn, is anybody out there? Like, every time I hop on social media, just exhaustion. Yeah, these females, shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. All these, these bitches for real, like, oh, men are so sassy and, this is that and that. Why are you like this? Why can't you? It's licensed professionals posting on the same platform as you. You're not following any of them. Like, why are y'all like this? And then the licensed professionals are turning into grifters, bruh. Like, when is the last time you saw a leftist or a Democrat or whatever, a liberal-esque content creator actually create a system in which other people can thrive? When the last time you seen your favorite liberal or, kind or on the right side of history content creator specifically go out of their way to put somebody else on And I'm not talking about posting about Palestine in the Congo and Sudan simply because that's the that's the new hotness, right? That's the new socially correct thing to do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you finding other people on social media who are less popular than you and going out of your way to repost their content. Not because you want to do a collab with them, but literally just because you're using your platform to repost other people's content to try to make them famous. Like, let me try to make you famous on TikTok so you can get paid. Let me try to make you famous on Twitch so you can get paid. Like the way certain Twitch streamers be doing it, where they go on Twitch, like Ludwig and them, where they just be like, all right, I'm gonna donate $100 to this person. Damn, this person has one viewer and they still out here. I like the stuff they saying. I like their personality. You know what? I'm gonna give this person $250 worth of subs. Boom. I made over, $20,000 in sponsorships and this and that. I'm about to drop some money on some folks. When is the last time you saw some of your favorite content creators just go out of their way to put somebody else on? And I understand how unsafe it can be. There has to be a vetting process, blah, blah, blah. I understand all that, but y'all ain't even set up the vetting process. So I don't want to hear shit about how difficult it is. Because if you ain't even set up the vetting process and you ain't even really put that good college try in effect. You ain't even put your best foot forward yet. You just like tried to talk to people and got mad and fed up because it didn't work the way you thought. Like, it's like with all of that, when is the last time you really saw another content creator really try to put somebody on? And then when you look at content creators like me, there's so much human in me and there's so much that I have to say. There's so many details that I hyperfixate on because I'm a real fucking person, not an NPC. Like, I'm not shitting out regurgitated dialogue. A lot of the shit that I'm saying, it can be overwhelming or exhausting to fully absorb simply because we're constantly surrounded by NPCs and fake phony shit. It's all performative. Like some of the most wholesome content creators I've ever met. When you try to look at their profiles and kind of profile them as a person using peer-reviewed studies and things that licensed professionals say and shit that's been vetted, right? When you look at these people, you realize you say all the right shit, but you do the least amount of good. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it seems like you on your shit. But in all reality, you do the least amount of good. Like, you donate the least amount of money to charity possible. Or you just do a charity stream and instead of donating your own money, you just get your fans to donate money instead. And think about that for a second. Think about how many charity streams different YouTubers have done and how they got all of this fame and popularity and people was gushing, oh, they're so wholesome. Oh, I can't believe, oh, they raised so much money for charity. But how much money of their own did they put up? And you'll start noticing a pattern where some YouTubers will literally put up $100. Like, they get 10 bands from a sponsorship and they put up $100. They like, hey, I'm putting up $100, blah, blah, blah. And like, you look at their background and their whole room is lit up with technology. Like, your room looks like a fucking computer store. You got your NZXT set up, right? And this is coming from a person who has the NZXT. I got the RAM, I got everything, right? My PC, the base retail price for my PC was like more than $3,500 probably. Maybe even more than 4 bands. But this was a gift. So like, if I was to spend that much money on a PC, I would have had to spend like at least 1/4 of that on charity. Because that's what I was doing when I worked at Chipotle. When I worked at Chipotle, I was working doubles, picking up extra shifts, just so I had extra money to buy my PS4 and to donate money to people in need. Because I was just taking parts of my paycheck money and giving that shit away to people. $25 at a time. Having random single mothers hit me up, like this one lady specifically, went out of her way to search me using the information that was on my Cash App, because my Cash App was circulating for a while. She found me on Twitter just to hit me up and thank me because the $25 I gave her was gonna feed her and her son for that day. Because she had one more day before she finally got that first good paycheck. And that $25 was all she needed to really feed her and her son for the rest of the day. And it was so bad that like she literally ain't have shit else. There was nothing else. So just imagine I'm working at Chipotle. I'm feeling defeated, hopeless. Like, damn, I'm gonna just get this PS4 and try to keep myself sane for as long as I can. For as long as I can stay sane, for as long as I can continue being my true self, for as long as I can hold on to the pieces of me that I love the most. While this shit is draining the fucking life out of me. And if somebody go out their way to find me on social media and that shit with a fire up under my ass, I'm like, hell yeah, nigga, this is what the fuck I did this shit for. Finally, I'm getting the recognition I deserve. I don't need to go viral over this shit. I just needed somebody to DM me and say thank you. Because for whatever reason, that's all the fuck I needed to keep doing that shit until I got fucking fired. Like, literally, that's all I needed to keep going until I got fired. You mean to tell me it's people out here getting multiple $1,000 sponsorships, right? Like people really pulling in bread. And you telling me all you had for charity was $100? Nah, that's not all you had for charity. That's all you chose to give to charity. Because what you did was you bought a bunch of cool shit, made your background look all good. You got your green screen, you got your neon signs, you know, you got all your what is it, you got all the Funko Pop figurines in the background. You got the whole fucking bookcase full of games and shit. But you could only spare a few $100s. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. Got the brand new Pokemon. Pokemon ZA, the day that it comes out, you one of the first YouTubers to play that shit. But you not consistently donating money to charity? Kiss my black ass. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. I am so fucking fed up with different content creators just talking, bro. You got how many thousands of followers, bro? Start a fucking community and start helping people, please. Like, create a grocery group chat where every time somebody need help with their groceries, everybody just send them $2 on Cash App. Like, that's what I want to do with my community. Like, I'm telling you, if I ever blew up, if somebody came in this bitch and was like, I'm gonna just drop hella subs on them, or every month or every time I get a paycheck, I'm gonna drop 5 subs. It's only $25 or, you know, around $30 depending on the discount. But like, I'm gonna drop that 20 something $30 to try to get this up. Or one of the famous content creators in here drop a bunch of subs. I'm going crazy immediately. Immediately, I'm creating a community where it's like, all right, look, I can't waste no time. I'm not about to wait until I get so big that I can't connect with people personally. I'm not waiting until then. Like, I literally, actually, I just wrote a song, specific, like specifying that, where I was like, Picky with the pole, oh, I'm a rock star, baby, I got soul, oh, I can't wait until the money take me far. I wanna start right here where we are. Like, specifically, I don't want to wait till the money take me far. I want to start right here where we are. So it's like, if in my head, if I'm writing music about that shit and singing about it, like, even in the midst of me being sick as shit, with me being like depressed right now, not eating, you feel me, my throat fucked up, and I'm still like capable of writing something, you know, on a side note, fuck AI, but I'm still capable of writing, I'm still capable of singing. Like, I've worked through my anxiety to get to a point where even if I know I don't sound perfect, I still sing because like practice makes perfect. And if I just get so hung up on the fact that it don't sound perfect the first time around, then I'll never practice and get to a point where it does sound perfect. So like, imagine all of that. And like, you're that type of person who genuinely cares enough to write about it, to sing about it, to talk about it, to change who you are as a person. And then you suddenly wake up and realize a lot of your favorite content creators really don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. And then there's certain content creators that do want to do more, but like, they have a big family. And because they have a big family, like people like Dashy Games, for example. Dashy got a big ass family. You feel me? The homie's Dominican. So I know for a fucking fact, right, as a black person with a big ass family, I know for a fact it's a lot of people of color with big ass families, right? And I know Dashy Games, he be talking about his nephew, his sister, talking about the homie Sport. And I know Sport got a family as well. You feel me? He got kids, he got a wife or whatever. So it's like, if Dashy the one with the bag, right? Dashy the one bringing in all this money. I know the homie Dashy, after he done spent all that time doing unboxings and mail times and all of that, I know for a fact the homie Dash is like, look, I would do some charity streams if that was like, if that was something I felt like I could handle and be responsible about. But I don't know shit about that. Like he constantly saying, "Hey, I dropped out of school. Like, you know, I was working at the grocery store when I blew up." Like, or stuff like that he be saying. He be talking about staying in school, this, that, and the third, whatever, whatever. Like, I feel like Dashy Games is one of those people who would do a lot more if he had more information at his disposal. Because when he first started, he was very intent on connecting with people, like reading people's letters, taking the time to actually read through the whole thing. And like, I don't want to skip over the letter. There's no note. I don't see a note. So forgive me if I missed a note, or you feel what I'm saying? Maybe it got mailed separately or something. Like he actually cares to, like, so seeing people like that, it's like the YouTubers who got it, most of them don't care. Then you got a select few that do care, but they're stuck in a cycle of repeatedly making content and essentially being pigeonholed. Because if they stop making the content that all of us are consuming, even though they know behind the scenes people are fake as shit, if they stop making content with these fake motherfuckers, who else are they gonna make content with? What if they stop making content with the fake motherfuckers and find out the hard way the fan base is too fickle? Because think about it, we got ADHD. It don't matter how much I love Dashy. Sometimes I just don't want to watch a Dashy video. Sometimes it's like Dashy is overstimulated because again, I have ADHD. I am autistic. So occasionally I want content that's a little more smooth, content that's a little more relaxing. So if that's what I want, right? If I want content that's a little more relaxing, okay. Sometimes I'm not going to go for that. If the algorithm is fucked up because of the AI shit on YouTube and I don't see his content for a while, I might forget that his shit even exists until one day I'm like, damn, I miss Dash. I miss hearing Dashy voice, seeing him smile and, you feel me, get excited. Like, I don't need Dashy to specifically entertain me. I'm just happy he exists, right? Like, I'm just happy the homie Dash and the homie Sport exist. Like, shout out to them. Like, they brought me a lot of joy when I was at the worst, most hopeless parts of my life. You feel me? Struggling to get out of a hospital bed. And then I watch a Dashy video and I'm like, yo, I want to live. I genuinely want to live. I don't care how much pain I'm in. I don't care how my mother don't fucking love me. My father don't love me. My grandparents don't really, you feel me? They kind of autopilot. They do it because they're old and that's just how they was raised, but they don't really change for me the way that I need it. My fucking uncle who named me Dominic beat the shit out of me. Like, I got nobody. There's no connection to my name or to my past that I genuinely feel hopeful or loving about. I'm by myself in this bitch. Like, and then I watch a Dashy video. What up? It's Dashy, and welcome back to... What am I doing? What is this? You feel me? And Dashy he be like, what am I doing? Guys, help. Like, you feel me? Like, and just to see that. And I'm finally like, and something in me is just like, get up. Suddenly, there's just something inside of me that's like, we want to live. Like, there are things about life that are still beautiful. There are things, you feel me? So like, get up. And now I'm walking around my hospital bed back and forth, having to relearn how to walk, right? And I have Crohn's disease. It's not like I had like a fucking nervous disorder or something. I just literally had Crohn's disease. And the Crohn's disease got so bad, I lost hella muscle mass, like everything. I lost everything. Like, if you took the eraser off the back of a pencil, you could play my ribcage like a fucking xylophone. Bling, 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 bling. Like, that's how little I was. Like, it was really that fucking bad. So just imagine, like, I finally get up with, you feel me, with my knees being wider than my calf muscles are. Like, imagine your kneecaps being wider than your thighs are. And I had to relearn how to walk. I had to literally get my nervous system to remember, hey, we can have muscle mass in these areas. Like our tendons and everything can still function. Like my nervous system basically started to shut the fuck down because there was just no muscle mass there. So like that shit, like being that small. And if you go to my Instagram page, Pretty Blicky, at Pretty Blicky, PrettyBlicky, like Pretty Ricky, but Blicky instead of Ricky. If you go to Pretty Blicky, there is a video front page on my shit that literally shows you how small I was. I'm not exaggerating. It was really that bad. So between Crohn's disease and fucking almost dying from from something related to gun violence years and years and years ago, it was like I almost lost everything. And a fucking Dashy video comes on. Happy Wheel Mills version 2.75. Like literally in my head, remembering that specific shit because that was one of my favorite Happy Wheels episodes of all time. And that shit gave me the happiness I needed, the joy inside to actually care about being alive again. And you mean to tell me that Dashy doesn't have 20 million subs, 100 million subs? Fucking PewDiePie of all fucking people is one of the biggest bitch ass niggas on the fucking platform. The person who calls someone a nigger and then got bigger. Like, what the fuck are you fucking kidding me? This piece of shit who knows he's a piece of shit. I don't want to hear that fucking, oh, it was a mistake. No, it wasn't no fucking mistake. You're probably a Trump supporter behind closed doors. Like, I'm not going for that bullshit. Or you're one of those fake ass neutral people that's like, oh, you know, it happens on both sides. I'm just a Swedish man. I don't know about these things, guys. I'm from Sweden. I don't always know. Like I don't understand the implication. I don't understand slurs and racism. I'm Swedish, guys. I know I've been in America for forever and I've been doing, you know, English based content for a while, but I don't know, guys. I'm just Pewds. Haha. I just don't know, guys. It's like that's bullshit. You knew exactly what the fuck you said. You did that shit on purpose. It's like I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. And you mean to tell me fucking PewDiePie of all people has more subscribers than Dashy Games? Dashy XP2, aka Nah Son? AKA Doctor, you're really gonna do me like that, Doctor? Mortal Kombat animation. How, bruh? And I'm not hating on PewDiePie. I'm really trying to be as honest with my constructive criticism as possible. Your entertainment has nothing to do with your morals, your ethics, and your ability to be a good-natured individual and to reflect that. I don't care how careful you are on camera. Like, you being on camera in front of millions of people is literally the most careful you're gonna be. So if you being careful in a live stream was like, oh my God, what a fucking nigger. That's you being careful? And like, that's you being careful, Felix? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's why I don't see that many black people in your social group. Like, I'm not falling for the okie doke. Got them token black friends. Or black people who just be like, oh, it was in the past. Yeah, all right. But yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I just think that I'm at that point right now where I ultimately don't I don't subscribe to the parasocial relationship shit. You know, I don't know Dashy Games personally, so it's like, boom, you're an inspiration. You being entertaining and just, you know, being extra animated and all that, it brought me a lot of happiness, but I don't know you personally. So I can't definitively say anything about Dash. You feel me? I can't definitively say anything about Dash. I can just speculate and appreciate. Or say, you know, I feel like, you know, make them I feel statements, which basically means I hope, or I am currently under the impression that. But yeah, I think I just prefer to hold people to a higher standard, including myself.
Huh? Huh?
Um, I think that, and this is something that I talked about previously. Um, I genuinely believe that content creation is so hyper optimized that essentially people don't care about people anymore. They care about entertainment. They care about being entertained. And if they're not being entertained, they're not interested.
Huh?
People no longer have the
Ah.
capacity to people no longer have the capacity to uh, appreciate other human beings' existences, right? Like I don't have to look at a Dashi video or see Dashi being entertaining to remain subscribed. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I'll just like Dashi's videos just because he asked me to like his video. And like Dashi be like, don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll be like, you know what? Let me just go back. I don't feel like liking Dashi. I don't feel like watching Dashi's videos right now. But I'm gonna go through every single one of Dashi's recent videos that I haven't seen, and I'm gonna like them videos. What is this? Oh, I missed this message. It is maddening that they have somebody sent me a DM on Discord. That's why I didn't see it. It is maddening that they have so much money and wealth. Then claim to want to help and are helping with chump
Huh?
change. Like
Huh?
you have all of this, but are only giving this much. Nah, it ain't right. Like it's why I fully believe in Robin Hood. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I'm 100% for Robin Hood. I'm 100% for pirating everything. Um, pirate my music. Don't pay for Spotify Premium. Fuck Spotify. Download the Brave browser. Brave, Brave. You'll be able to do everything without ads. And it'll tell you exactly how many ads it's been blocking. So you'll be able to track what type of websites try to hit you with ad bullshit the most. I'm telling y'all, like pirate everything. All of your old favorite games, stop trying to pay 40, 50, $80 for a fucking used GameCube. Fuck that shit. Pirate that shit. Get you a nice gaming PC or a nice gaming laptop, right? And just pirate all of that shit. Use emulators. PlayStation 2. Matter of fact, I've seen an emulator for a PlayStation 4. Please, when I tell you, pirate
I just
everything.
showered. God damn it.
Difficulties? Trouble in paradise? What's going on over there, man?
I just fucking showered. I guess I'm gonna go help some more. God damn it.
Huh? Huh?
Fuck.
Like, yeah, well,
Fuck. My hair's just now getting dry too. Son of a bitch.
like, hey,
Fuck.
you want to make some money? I mean, yeah, but no, but yeah, but like, I just
Fuck.
showered. Like,
It's just digging a little bit of hole. A little bit of a hole. Hopefully it won't. As long as I don't get sweaty, it'll be fine.
Ah.
It's not dirty work. As long as I don't get sweaty, I'll be fine. God damn it. I guess I'm gonna go do that.
oh, Shrighty. See you when
I
you
need
get
the
back.
money. I need the money since they didn't pay us for yesterday. God damn it. I'm complaining, but I'm gonna enjoy the double time.
Give me that money. I'm gonna dig this hole as slow as I possibly can without losing my sanity.
Hmm. Hmm?
It's honestly so good. Yeah. Thank you for saying that it was beautiful. Um, yeah, ultimately it's like I want to get content creation back to a point where we as people are are appreciative of other human beings' existences. Like, wow, you're a swell guy. I think you should be more rich. I think you should have enough money to live off of this. Let me just subscribe to you and like your content. You're not the most entertaining person, but I gotta fucks with you on this because that was dope as hell. Like, there's certain musicians that I don't even really listen to their music, but if I seen them out in public, I show them hella love. Like, I wouldn't snub them, no funny shit. If they came up to me first or whatever, I immediately show them love because it's like, damn, you seem like a real fantastic individual, and even though I don't really listen to your music like that, you're great.
Woo.
Like, and I want you to know that you're great. I can appreciate your existence even though you're not specifically entertaining me. We don't do that no more. That's how we got Tyler the Creator. This motherfucker blew up saying, nigger, nigger, faggot, I'll rape and murder, and did a whole music video where the whole premise of the music video was him stalking a woman and then breaking into her shit. Like, and that's the shit he got famous off of. And now years later, he complaining because his fans are cringy as hell. Boy, you're cringy as hell. Like, it's who you are. Like the Odd Future shit, I watched the Odd Future skits and all of that like everybody else did. And I thought that shit was funny at the time because I was a fucking teenager. I was a goofy ass teenager. You feel me? I was a bit misogynistic because I had been abused by women in my family my whole life. And it was like, when you're groomed by abusive women, what people don't realize is narcissism is at the heart of misandry and misogyny. So if you're abused by narcissistic women, you'll end up becoming misogynistic as a man. If you're abused by narcissistic men, you'll end up becoming misandristic as uh as a woman. And it's not specifically like it happens to the opposite gender only. It's that based off of societal norms and societal expectations, what people don't realize is misogyny is just narcissism in men when it's directed towards women. That's it. That's what misogyny is. Misogyny is not its standalone thing that you just disconnected from all other forms of, you know, narcissistic traits. It's not its own thing. It's a narcissistic trait. It's a byproduct of narcissism or a subcategory of narcissism. Misogyny is, you feel me, in a lot of ways unique. So in that way, you could say it's its own thing. But within the context of trying to act like it's not narcissism or
Huh?
not perceiving it or articulating it or expressing it as a part of narcissism when it's spoken about, it's like, yeah, it's not its own thing in that context. But yeah, in all other contexts, it's definitely its own thing. It has similarities, but it's not just narcissism. Um, but yeah, like overall, it is a form of narcissism. It's not as complicated as people think it is. It's a lot more straightforward and comprehensible, understandable when you look at it as a form of narcissism. Because then you stop focusing on misogyny and you start focusing on the narcissism that is misogyny. So instead of being like, oh, anything that's directed towards women, I'm immediately hyper focusing on it. No, you just start hyper focusing on narcissism itself. And anything that looks like narcissism, you start focusing on it like, I see you. Then you start caring more about education. But now I'm just getting down this rabbit hole. The bottom line is, I really think we should have a much higher standard for how people behave. I also think we should have a much higher standard for how we treat people. Like, stop only fucking with people because they're entertaining. Please specifically fuck with people because they're great individuals and you think they should be rich and famous. I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of like the idea of being famous, but I like the idea of being rich more. because yo, like my heart is pure. I can't. Like of course it's gonna be some shit up here that I gotta work on always, always. So if people constructively criticize me and say, hey, you know, that thing that you said about that one content creator, I didn't agree with that. I think you was being a little bit ignorant, or, you know, I think I want to have a transparent conversation about that and see where your head is to see if, you know, or that thing you said about misogyny or narcissism. I'm not sure if you said that because you have the academic experience to understand it, but you're just saying it in layman's terms and kind of being more casual to try to make it easily digestible. Or do you really believe, you know, that this specific thing is the exact way that you said it? Shit like that. When you treat people like people, that's the type of responses you have. You start asking more questions. The details start to matter. Is this another? No, that actually makes sense. It's a ton of pressure as well as it's overwhelming and can become dangerous real fast. Yeah. Because here's what people don't understand. And I'll use sex workers, people who do sex work as an example. A lot of times people put sex work in a very negative light simply because you're very popular for quote unquote the wrong thing. But to be honest, being popular in general carries the same problem across the fucking board. And I hate that people try to make sex work seem like a standalone thing where, like, oh, if you're a sex worker, if you're a porn star or whatever, you're just automatically famous in a bad way. You could be a fucking Instagram comedian and somebody will come up to you and like try to hug you and kiss on you simply because they're attracted to you. Like you could be a grown ass man, you feel me, just trying to be funny on a gram. And grown ass women will literally try to like hug and kiss up on you and grab your dick without your permission. Or like try to bend over and shake their ass in front of you without your permission. Yeah, that's a form of sexual assault. Yeah, that's rape. You're not good to just walk up to random niggas you don't know and bend over and shake your ass. That's weird. Like ask for consent. Like I would love for a fine ass woman to come up to me and be like, I'm trying to throw this ass in front of you. Like, well, I'm trying to throw this ass on you. Well, I want to know what that dick feel like getting hard in my hand. Okay. Like if I'm with it, I'm with it. And I really might be with it. But consent is key. There are no cons in consent. That's also something that I said. I did that. Me. I don't give a fuck what status you saw when you saw it. I am the one I'm the original big jiggler, I'm a good giggler. I don't fuck you and your nuts. I'm the original, you feel me, of the fuck with my nut with that. The Jiggle Yang dictionary is from my man's Bitly Ipsnit on a gram. He the originator of that. But when it comes to this, there are no cons in consent. Oh yeah. I wrote a whole song around that shit. And that shit bang. Baby ain't no cons in consent. You niggas strange, huh? Homie ain't no cons in this shit. You being strange, huh? Smile, make a nigga drop his guard, then I aim up. Bow. You was friendly, you done changed up. No, free Palestine. I don't change much now. I just hit you in the ground if you play tough. I'm not gonna spoil those shit. But I like that line. Nah, free Palestine. I don't change much now. I just put you in the ground if you play tough. Hollow in your head, man. The trick, bitch. Play dumb. I like music like that, where it's like a nice balance of like, I really smack the shit out you, but I also have a really great sense of humor, and I'm an intelligent person who's socially aware. That's my favorite type of music. But yeah, overall, it's like I really want people to hold themselves to a higher standard and to hold the people around them to a higher standard. Everybody talking about protect women, and I agree with that, but I also think we should be protecting everybody. What the fuck is going on? Why do we have to specify specific shits? And not so much that I don't comprehend the struggle that women have gone through from being under the white male patriarchy. It's just that I really dislike the fact that I don't live in an egalitarian society. I don't live in a society where everybody's just, treated equally. Like, why the fuck why do y'all bitches have to be the type of people to push society to a point where like women just get fucked over, people of color get fucked over, different marginalized demographics get fucked over, and now we gotta specify that Black Lives Matter because y'all stupid motherfuckers just can't treat us right, and you won't go get your education to fully comprehend economics alongside with world history, alongside with human psychology and other things to get to a point where you understand, maybe 100 and something million Black people and African people and Hispanic people and aren't lying. Like maybe they're not all lying. Maybe they're telling the truth. Like 1,000 people in Rome can't be wrong, but apparently several 100 million people of color can be. Like that's crazy, ain't it? 1,000 people in Rome can't be wrong, but 70 million people of color can. Like, like, hey, yo, that's so funny. I gotta post that shit. Nah, that shit goes hard. The lyrics give a voice to those who may not have a voice. Everyone does not need to, everyone does need to be protected. People get fucked over and then they push people beyond burnout. Then they just become an NPC. Yeah, I definitely agree that on both sides, you have people, like on both sides, you have people that become NPCs for kind of like the same reason. On one hand, you have people that become NPCs because uh, they've been essentially pushed to a point where like now they're essentially broken. But then you have other people that are NPCs because they kept pushing other people to a point where that just became who they was. There's no longer there's no longer like a legitimate person there. They have just become, you know, that pattern of behavior.
What?
You know, it's a very depressing situation to live in, you know, not having anybody in my family to connect to. Like I really don't feel connected to anybody in my family and it sucks because I'm a very loving, family oriented person. Like when I have my first child, there isn't a single blood relative besides my siblings I would tell about it. Like think about that. And the reason why I don't talk about my siblings like that when I say like a single family member, they're my younger siblings. So like I'm big bro. Like I'm the one who offers them reassurance and all of that, you know? And because of me watching them grow up and really knowing who they are in a lot of different ways, and then still having certain things about them that I gotta get to know and explore because they grow. Um, it's like I don't I don't ever really see them getting to a point where they have more academic experience in the behavioral sciences than I do because I got multiple years head start. So it's like even though they're great, it in my head I'm the big bro, so you know I'm the one. You know, see, I'm the one that's giving out the love and the reassurance and the safe spaces. But you know, it is what it is. I'm very appreciated of my chosen family. I'm very appreciative of my chosen family and you know my siblings being who they are because they are fantastic.
What? What? Huh? Huh?
YouTube recap. What's it? Top games, yeah, getting over it. Affection addiction, hell yeah. I knew for a fact, man, bump that shit over and over and over again. He in the top 0.6% of viewers for Markiplier. He watched 553 of their videos this year. That's dedication for sure. And it's funny, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye are like two of some of my favorite YouTubers, and they're in his top two. Wildcat is very entertaining. Nogla is very entertaining. I don't know Brian or Grian like that, but I will say Wildcat and Nogla are very entertaining. Nogla has a very unique voice as well.
Woo!
I'm a little hesitant to like put on certain YouTubers now that I'm not all that familiar with, Because it's like sometimes people be having allegations, you know, allegations, convictions, restraining orders, all type of shit. So Wildcat No Glove, please, please don't have allegations. I beg of you. I'm putting your name out here on my stream. Please don't have the allegations.
Whoop.
Please don't be out here diddling kitty skittles.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna name this stream TED Talk. hmm
Whoop.
All right, cool. Updated my streaming information so everybody knows this was me just running my fucking mouth for an hour and a half. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I need some water. That's why I keep having a cough and shit. I keep forgetting. Mm. Hold on, let me get right. There we go. I was a little bit dehydrated.
Whoop.
Now I got some hydration up in my station. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm an introvert, so oftentimes I keep a lot of shit to myself and I don't really talk about what's bothering me. It also sucks that I don't really have any of my blood relatives to reach out to like that. um, not because they're dead, but because I've had to mourn these people as if they were dead to keep myself safe. No contact means no contact. And if I gotta go no contact with you and all my cousins and this cousin and this aunt or this uncle or whatever, simply because they want to be in contact with you and they want to try to do this, oh, let's just talk. It ain't shit to talk about. Yeah. The shit that was done to me that I didn't get apologies for, that I didn't get closure for, that I could probably never truly get closure for, nothing to talk about. So, being a victim of abuse, going through a lot of real crazy shit growing up, diving in that water, really being exposed to gun violence, all different type of stuff, seeing somebody die up close and personal, like really, you feel me, seeing somebody get hit in the head so many times that their skull falls apart. Like, I mean, like really seeing some disturbing stuff. And continuing to be an intelligent person, doing my absolute best not to kill people for disrespect. Uh, you feel me? Not relying on my gun to get my respect. You feel me? Like not feeling disrespected and, popping off a certain way. Seeing them type of things really change me. So at this point in my life, it's like every now and again, I'll just want to talk for a really long time and just get out a lot of the shit that I think, a lot of shit that I feel, and then like see what the response is so I can like adjust. Because you can't just stay in your own head all the time. You got to get out there and eventually see what's going on and accept that constructive criticism and try to, walk that path of self-maturation. But yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Not a lot of comments, but quite a lot of views. So shout out to all the views I got today. Shout out to everybody that did leave a comment as well. Shout out to Panda Cakes and Bubbly Hermit for dropping comments in the chat. And shout out to my co-host, Baby Mother, who never showed up because she was streaming Fortnite and just didn't pay attention to her phone. Texted me all late. I'll probably do another stream later today, just so we can. Yeah, I gotta do another stream because I ain't really play nothing. I was just, sitting here rambling. But yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hold on. I want to do the other one for my outro.
Huh?
All right, outro time. Damn. And I'm not editing my streams either. You finna have to feel every single solitary you gonna have to feel every single solitary fully realized piece in my silence. All of my dramatic pauses, all of the awkward moments. No editing.
Oh.
I am fully prepared to take accountability and responsibility for all of the TED talking. Motherfuckers like, you talk so much. Yes, the fuck I do. Because I'll go 4+ hours without saying shit to anybody. And then I'll do that shit for numerous days in a row, just not saying shit to anybody for hours and hours and hours at a time. Whether I'm in a room with somebody or not. All this damn small talk y'all be doing. Got me fucked up. If I want to talk for an hour and 36 minutes and 30 something seconds, then I'll be damned. I'm going to talk for an hour and 36 shits and shits. And whoever don't like it, you ain't got to be here. But no, all jokes aside, everybody who actually, enjoys being a part of the conversation, thank you for that. It's wonderful to be able to talk like that. Not many people got that. Yeah. It's very rare to have that as an opportunity. Also got an ad break going, so I'm waiting for the ad break to finish. If anybody's watching this shit later and they're like, what the fuck is happening? Why isn't he ending the stream? That's why I'm not ending the stream, even though I'm pretty much done rambling. There's an ad break going on. I'm sorry I did not specify. You was probably sitting there like, anything else you want to talk about? Like, you just sat here for an hour 30 plus. Anything else you want to get off your chest? And it's like, no.
Yeah?
I'm waiting for the ad break to end so that people don't have to sit here and watch me in the ad, in the stream in the middle of the ad. I kind of think that sucks. Also, yes, I do have Rio Morales as my motherfucking back shits.
Hmm?
Like my background. I think my top two favorite moms in all shit. Not even my top two favorite moms. My top two favorite women in all like video games and anime right now is literally like anime, movies, and all of that is literally Rio Morales and Helen Parr, Miss Incredible. Or no, Mrs. Incredible. Her name is Elastigirl. That's the other name. My favorite moms of all time. Rio Morales and fucking Helen Parr, aka Elastigirl. Because I like the fact she became a mayor. I think that's cool. Like the whole point of her, I think that's what she was doing. Like she was running for mayor or some shit like that. It was like city council. It was something like that. I think that that was one of my favorite parts of the game. Like that just being a thing that was happening around the same time you was playing as Miles Morales. Also, like when I say Rio Morales, I'll put the les on that shit because of the Rio part. Like I like saying her name with a little I put a little into it. But Miles, Miles, like the black person in me is just like Miles Morales, and like The Spanish speaker side of me is just like Rio. Rio Morales. I kind of want to do the whole shit and like exaggerate a little bit. I think it's I think it's just because of who was it? Watching King of the Hill a lot when I was younger and listening to Peggy Hill say poor favor or like overdo it. So like now whenever I'm speaking English but I'll say a Spanish name, I'll throw the extra bullshit on there. But like if I'm actually speaking Spanish, it'll be different. I don't understand why. I think it's just my humor. But yeah, now that the ad break is over and I'm out of my random ADHD moment, just cracking myself up about some shit. Honestly, some goofy shit. Um, Now I can end the stream because I was just TED talking. I'm actually gonna do another stream. I gotta text my co-host and see if they're actually gonna hop on. If my co-host is hopping on, then we can do a dual stream and it'll just be both of our chats together and I'll actually play the game. But I just kind of wanted to do some self-talk therapy today and actually talk about the shit that was on my mind for once. It was nice to get everybody else's input. I had people messaging me, DMing me in the Discord, as well as dropping comments on stream.
Huh?
Thank you for participating in the conversation. You know, so instead of it just being me talking to myself and shit like I'm like a crazy person, it's an actual dialogue, right? Because I was gonna say this shit regardless, but the fact that y'all was actually here to kind of go back and forth with me, you know, it makes me seem like a more sane individual. All jokes aside, uh, yeah, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. My Christmas was pretty chill. Got to spend it with the homies, chosen family. Um, and yeah, I'm probably gonna go live again and get right to what is it? Immortals, Phoenix Rising. I always forget the first part. I just got to make sure my co-host is actually here, because if not, betrayal. All right, let's see if I can get this out in one take. My name is Kami the Wolfboy, aka Pretty Blicky, aka Slick Blick, aka your favorite baby father. Thank you for joining the stream. Please love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you supposed to know for real if somebody else really love you or not? And be yourself, because being somebody else takes way too much effort, and everybody got enough on their plate already. Mm. It's not goodbye. It's see you later. Because as always, I'll see you later. So see you later. And whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.